Welcome to this exciting episode of the Global Creative Service. I hope you are excited. Me, I'm excited to look into the topic for the day as we are looking at the true colors of a new dawn. The true colors of a new dawn. I hope you are excited. I would like to invite you to the front of the class because I know we have a lot of backseaters, a lot of people who are joining us and don't really know what we are about. This is the Global Creative Service where we discuss ways of making money that you can never imagine. Ways of making money that you can never imagine. Now, when we are looking at achieving such an ambitious goal, we have to actually be geared to be entering in a mode where we look at ourselves as kings and queens. When we are in the mode of seeing ourselves as kings and queens, we are actually uh, now in the position to say that we have the resources, because kings and queens are people with the resources to actually perform big tasks. It takes a lot of resources to actually say that my army is well fed. So now when we are saying we are going to be creating industries, it will take resourcefulness, and that is what we are going to be discussing today when we are saying what are the true colors of a new dawn as as people on the global creative service who are saying that no, we want to make money in ways that people can never imagine. So, so let's get to the front of the class and begin this exciting service. I would like to begin by introducing myself because today my duty is very simple. I'm just here to deliver a message that will leave somebody in a better position to actually move and say that no, this is the last dawn. I know the true colors of the dawn, and I'm going to move this way. So that is my duty today. So allow me to introduce myself, because when someone is telling you that I'm going to make you great, you can only be made great and a king by someone who is actually great or a king, because someone who is seated cannot actually lift someone to stand up. Someone who is seated cannot lift someone to stand up, but it is someone who is standing who can say, who can hand a hand, who can extend their hand and actually lift someone up. I would like to introduce myself like I was introduced when I was in high school. People were giving their marks to the lecturer. I was in university rather. People were giving their marks to the lecturer. We had done a group assignment, so everyone was saying their name and saying the mark, saying their name and saying the mark. I was the last one to say their name. So when I actually said my name, there was a lecturer who was seated next to the lecturer that we were giving the marks, and he fell from his chair. The lecturer was on his phone, and when I said my name to call out my mark, he fell from his chair. And now the whole point of going to the office to give our marks was gone. Like, we were now worried that the lecturer might not be okay, when everyone was now saying, is everything okay? Say, can we call the ambulance? Can we uh, give you some water? What can we do? What has happened? What happened for you to fall? So just by saying my name, energy was available to make the lecturer fall from his chair. And I actually did not get to say my mark that day. I was given a 100. They gave me a 100. I did not say my mark because we were asked to leave. We were asked to leave the office. So when we are looking at an environment where it is pupils who are who are away from any financial resources and power is available. Like I have witnessed people who have said my name and jumped so high you would think that a snake has come out, but it was just a sign of greatness. It was just a sign of greatness. So, as someone who has actually witnessed this and actually looked into the fact that there is something that follows names, there is a power that can actually be harnessed. I think I'm more than qualified to actually conduct this class of greatness, and I hope you are excited to move to the front of the class as we look at the true colors of a new dawn. The true colors of a new dawn. So, what are the true colors of a new dawn? When people see the dawn in the morning, I promise you that does not mean the same thing to everyone. When people see the dawn in the morning, some people are actually seeing that, oh, I still have a few minutes to be in my sheets. Like people will see the dawn and be like, I still have a few minutes to be in my sheets. They've seen the same dawn. And some people will see the same dawn and be like, oh, it's time to wake up. Like the dawn is actually their alarm. They're like, I'm going to wake up. I actually like the people who look at the dawn and see that it is a sign. In the class of greatness, we are saying that the dawn is a sign that you can actually rise in this very day and something big is about to come. Because the moment you see a dawn, that is it. The dawn is a signal that the sun is going to rise. The sun is going to rise anytime soon. It is just a matter of time before the sun rises. So it is a sign that something big is about to happen. Now, when you see this sign, it is not a sign to actually stay in your sheets and continue to be sleeping for a few more minutes. No, it is a sign that something you can actually bring about something big in that very moment. Here we are on the global creative service. We are saying we are bringing a revival to creativity. We are bringing a revival to creativity, and we are saying it is a very big thing. It is a very big thing because creativity is something that is inside of us. Creativity is something that is inside of us, and it has been distorted with time. Like many people, when we are talking about creativity, they are like, okay, so where are the paint brushes? Where is the paint that they are going to use to draw? Are they going to make some graffiti? What are they going to do? Like that is called painting. That is called painting. Creativity is actually an untapped resource that we have right inside of us, just waiting to be brought out there. And when we are saying that the true color of a new dawn, it is a sign that something big is going to happen that very day. We have to look at that big thing coming from inside of us through creativity. And it would take greatness. It would take greatness to actually create something that is very big. When we go to a location called Cuba, when you go to a location called Cuba, one one man actually looked at his environment and realized that me, I am not very intelligent. Me, I am not very educated. But I have something inside of me. I have a fire that is inside of me that is burning, and I'm not going to shut it because so and so says that, because they say I can't be a police officer, I can't be a doctor, I can't be a what, because my family is not even middle class, like poor middle class. That was where he was coming from. I'm talking about Pablo Escobar. Now, when we are looking at men like this who actually looked looked at the world and said, "No, what I am going to do with my life is going to come from inside of me." Do you know that Pablo Escobar was in an environment where drugs were on the high priority list of the police? To actually say that if you are caught with drugs, you are going to jail, like there's no trial for that. And he went into that same field, but he said, "I'm going to look inside of me." And he started getting in trouble, but he realized that whenever he looked inside of him to find new ways of moving the drugs. I'm talking about moving drugs to the United States. Like there were measures that were already in place to actually stop people from moving drugs to America. But Pablo brought out ways that the police did not know how to handle. Like he was traffic. Who would suspect a pregnant woman to be moving with drugs inside of their stomach? Like no one would touch a pregnant woman, and Pablo was doing that. Who would suspect that private jets would move with drugs inside their fuel tank? The police were not looking at those areas, and Pablo was doing just that. He was aware that inside of me there is something, there is something, there is a power that I can actually use to actually bring out a new reality that the people who are seeing are not aware of. And he became very rich. At one point, he was more powerful than the president in his own country. I'm talking about controlling the government. Controlling the government. Just a guy who was supposed to be in jail, who said that no, enough is enough. Me, my background do not determine where I'm going to go. And he started generating ideas. And we are talking about things that the CIA, like the people who have studied, like the criminal is going to do this, is going to do this. Pablo was a criminal in that, like where they were looking, he was going right under their nose until it got to a point where he was now in control of the CIA itself. He was now in control of the government because he had reason through creativity. Now we have to look at that he had tapped into a dimension where reality does not determine what you are going to do next. Like he had tapped into a dimension where there was no line. There was no line anymore. It was just moving. It was just moving. And this is a man who had no education, like uh, or any advantage to talk of, but he just looked from within himself. He just looked from within himself. And so here on the global creative service, we are saying when you see a new dawn, it is a sign that you can actually rise in this very life. At that very moment, when you see a dawn and you realize this is my sign, we are not saying that when you see the dawn, you cannot say that. I still have a few more minutes to be sleeping right now. We are saying don't get too familiar. Don't get too familiar with the dawn. Ever since, like when you get too familiar with the dawn, you will not make it your sign to actually rise. The sun will come up. The next day, the sun will come up again. The next day, the sun will come up again. And now, it will no longer be personal. When we look at many families at this very moment, it has been generations, generation after generation. No one great has come from that family. Generation after generation, no one great has come from that family. And they all saw the dawn. They also saw the dawn, but it was not a sign that something great could actually rise at that very moment. Generations coming, generations coming, generations coming, and no one great. When we go to the United Kingdom there, and you find that there is a, a king who actually looked at his position and said that me, I believe in this man called Jesus Christ. And then he wrote the Bible. I'm talking about King James. King James actually, King James actually wrote the Bible, and he brought it to the world. I'm talking about writing the Bible from Genesis to Exodus, translating it so that people like him can actually get the word, like the scriptures. And now, when we are saying you have sold your Bible, when you have sold your Bible, I'm talking about your personal copy of your Bible here. You sell it. If the royal family of England decide to say that the Bible, we now want to earn royalty, when you sell your Bible, you owe them money because their grandfather wrote that Bible. When you sell your own Bible, you owe them money. Do you understand what we are saying here? When you sell your own Bible, you owe the English crown money because their grandfather wrote that book. But now we are looking at a point where we are saying that obviously, if you are on the global creative service, chances are, or anywhere on this planet, like how many people wrote the Bibles, or how many people, most people, their grandparents did not actually do what it took for them to be royal blood. Actually, we can count the number of royal families on this planet, the number of countries that are kingdoms. We can count them. So the probability of anyone on this service to be of royal blood is very. It's like it's not even like a probability. We are saying we are not all kings or queens. When we are looking at that, right, like we are saying of royal blood in terms of owning a kingdom, but here we are saying we can actually be kings and queens in our own right. We can actually be kings and queens in our own right. You don't have to write a Bible. You don't have to write a Bible to be a king or a queen. When we go to the United States, Michael Jordan, uh, just by patenting his own name, like the saying Michael Jordan is my name, you can't sell anything using my name. These companies are borrowing his name and sending millions straight to his doorstep just by patenting his name. And Isn't that what we are saying? It's royal blood. Like when you sell your Bible, the same way you sell your Bible, you owe the royal crown money. It's the same way people who are selling Air Jordans or anything with the Jordan brand and sending Michael Jordan money. He doesn't even own any kingdom anyway. But his name is, there is value in his name. His name is valuable. He made sure that he was the best basketball player, and he got all the titles. And people actually love his brand, so it is valuable. And now his children will actually continue making money from his brand. Isn't that the royalty we are talking about? So you, it can actually start with you. You actually have it inside of you. The same resources that were available to Pablo Escobar, which we, in this case, we are saying Pablo did not have any resources to talk about. Pablo did not have any resources to talk about. The same resources that were available to, we are going to jump King James, because he was a king. Obviously, he had resources to actually write the Bible. He had resources. So we're not going to look at that. But the same resources that were available to Michael Jordan are the same resources that are available to us right now, because the same dawn that they actually saw as a sign that they could actually be something in this lifetime, the same dawn that they saw and took it as a sign that they could actually be something, it's the same dawn that we have every morning. And it is, the sun goes up, down, and you see it, and you don't see a sign. You don't see a sign. And we are saying today that it is a sign that something big can actually happen in this lifetime, starting from you, because there's something special that you actually have when you look inside. And here we are saying this is the creativity revival. The creativity revival, and we are going bigger than ever. Right now, we are doing Project Dubai. Project Dubai, we are saying that this is the starting point. We are breaking the ice. Breaking the ice. Creativity is going to be bigger than it has ever been. It is going to be bigger than it has ever been. We will start distributing copies of the Creative Daily, uh, which I happen to be the author. It is a very brilliant book where you actually get a message every day to actually strengthen that creative muscle. That creative muscle, because we are saying that creativity is, we are not looking at it as everyone is looking at it. Like, it is not just mumbling out words. It is not just mumbling out words and trying to rhyme at something, like not what the people are doing right now, but we are looking at a creativity revival that is going to bring about a type of creativity that will strengthen even the people who receive the art that is made itself. When we look at Pablo Escobar, a criminal, a war criminal, when he was bringing out his ideas, even the CIA were taking notes. Like the people he was, whose laws he was breaking, they were taking notes. Like, what? A lady just collapsed at the airport. They had 2 kgs of cocaine inside of their stomach. Like, how do you put 2 kgs of cocaine inside of someone's stomach? They were like, what is going on? So when you start generating ideas that actually make money, it benefits yourself and the next person. Now that's creativity. Isn't that what we are talking about? We're saying Pablo Escobar actually gave notes to the CIA that they did not have. Like, it was a case study. It was a case study. The only problem was that it was a case study in real life. Like, the case study was not written. It was really happening. So they were in big trouble with Pablo. But we are saying that what he did was generating ideas that actually made him money. Now, that's when we look at the aspect of creativity, when we are saying that we are intentional in what we bring out there. Pablo was a very talented young man, but what he was bringing out was not exactly considerate of the impact to society. What impact was it going to give to society to actually traffic drugs and ruling the government in favor of his cartel? Like, that is what we are saying, that we are bringing creativity from a perspective where it is going to be an advantage, not a disadvantage, to the creative themselves and to society at large. I would like to give you an example of a child who is growing up. When a child is growing up inside of their family, given that they are in the kitchen, like, you get into the kitchen, you visit your friend's house, and you find their kid in the kitchen, and you ask them, where are the pots? I would like to cook something. Usually, children will tell you that they do not know where the pots are. If you ask them like some serious question, they'll ask you they do not know where that is. Like, no idea. They will actually say no idea. I don't know. Wait for mommy to come. Wait for daddy to come. But when you actually find those things you're asking the child, and start doing what you are doing, the same child who has no idea what is going on, suddenly has an idea that you are breaking the rules of this house. Are you getting the point I'm trying to put across? The same child who has no idea what is going on knows that this guy is breaking the rules of this house. So what is happening? The child has information. Now we are looking at survival instinct. Survival instinct inside of the child is telling them that I am not yet mature enough to handle the type of questions that I'm being given. So he will tell you he does not know. Even though he knows exactly what you are looking for and all the answers to your question, like, you know them. They are fair and square. He can answer you. Like, a small child like this can give you all the answers. He has been in that house all his life, like all his life, because he might be 7 years old. But when you ask him the questions, he has information that you are not yet of age to be handling these responsibilities. So you will say no. But does he know that he has this information? No, he does not know that he has this information, that he is not yet of age. Did anyone give it? Did anyone tell the child that you will not be doing this because you're still young? No, no one told the child that at 7 years old you can't handle this, you can handle this, you can do this. But they have information already. We call that survival instinct. Survival instinct. Now, this information, obviously, it came down to the child somehow. Somehow the child got this information that at this age I might not be mature. I'm still 7. I'm 10. I cannot be doing this. But when in fact they actually know everything that is going on, the information is passed on to the child. Even at birth, like when they are born, they know that okay, now I'm a baby, I have to cry, I have to, like, they know this, they have information. But now on the creativity revival, we are saying that that information that the child has, as they grow up, they are now receiving new information from the world. They are now receiving new information from the world. And that information is now uh, going into the same place where the instinct for survival that the child had was. Like it's going into the same place. The new information that is coming. And now, when you find that child, when you find that child with information for survival from birth and the new information coming, not able to actually survive, feed their family, uh, generate ideas that can actually make money. I, I believe, like here on the Global Creative Service, we are saying that the new information that came in, there was a problem with that information. There was a problem with the information that actually came. Where is the problem? Where is the problem? Because survival instinct is an action based on information. And now, when the information is not like some people would say practical, if the new information is not practical, now the child cannot you act on that information. Now they are in trouble. We have now trouble where we have a, a person not able to know exactly what they have to do in order to survive because their instinct has been tampered with, has been tampered with. When we come here in Dubai, when we come here in Dubai, we are streaming from the top of the stairs, by the way, here in Dubai. What we are saying that it is an environment just like any other, where you need an instinct for you to survive. Do you know that of all the animals, of all the animals, human beings are the only animal that actually has enough memory or can take enough information to actually go beyond just survival mode. All the other animals, when you see cats, when they are playing, they are actually in fact trying to sharpen their claws. Sharpen their claws. It is never outside of survival. It is never outside all the animals. It is never outside of survival. Only human beings actually have something we call entertainment. Entertainment which has nothing to do with survival at all. I myself, at one point, I was doing agriculture in Africa. I'm from Africa, by the way. I was doing agriculture. So that year, faithfully, monkeys actually moved to our area, like monkeys, real monkeys. They moved to our area because other areas where they were before deforestation is happening. So they moved to our area for the first time. So we had like we were now like having raids from the monkeys. Like we grow maize, so they would come and actually raid our field. So we are having fights with the monkeys, right? One particular day, the monkeys and I had a fight, like a whole clan of monkeys, and I was using a catapult. A catapult. Those who know a catapult, you put a stone on a catapult and then you aim at the monkey and try to hit it. So they had retreated to the trees. They had retreated to the trees, and The male monkey actually came back after all the other monkeys were in the forest. It came back, and me, I was watching. So I saw that it has come back, and then it sat safely at a safe distance away from me, looking at the sky. So I was on guard, like this is my field. I'm talking about like maize, hectares of maize, and it's a lot of money that I had put in there, and I could not afford to let these monkeys just start eating the maize. Like okay, so I was on the guard. I was on the guard, looking at the monkey holding my catapult, and then at that very moment, I started singing to the monkey. I started singing to the monkey as it was looking at the sky. Just seated up there looking at the sky, and I started singing to the monkey. And then it started looking at me. I started singing. I started singing. And then at some point, I do not know when I stopped singing and I slept. Like the singing, I just woke up. I was sleeping, right? I heard the sound of someone like plucking a big cob, like the sound was loud, like a big cobra. And I knew that the monkey that I was singing to had stolen again. Had stolen again. The monkey that I was singing to had stolen again. So I got from my sleep, picked up my catapult, tried to run after him. So these are monkeys. They are on survival instinct, like they are not playing. When a monkey comes, it is there to steal, nothing else. When a monkey comes to you, it is trying to steal food. It has no other business it is about to do. It is going to steal and eat and run. That is it. But now, what gave me that information that this monkey that is here to steal my maize, I can actually sing to it. This the same monkey that had come to steal my maize, I was singing for it and slept until it stole again. Do you see that there is a problem with my instinct? At some point, my instinct was taken off the guard. I had information I was acting on that had reduced my guard to such a point that a monkey could actually come to me face to face and steal right in front of my face. And now this is happening everywhere. The same place where we are supposed to be putting information, information for survival. We are putting information for distraction. I once asked a person this question. I asked them that uh, if Michael Jackson rose from his grave today, Michael Jackson rises from his grave with nothing, even no clothes. Will he not uh, be richer than you in 1 week? Just 1 week, Michael Jackson coming from the grave. Will he not be richer than you in 1 week? The person was like, why are you asking this question? Now, the idea is that the place where we are supposed to be putting an instinct for survival, like when we look at lions, you say that they are sleeping, and when they wake up, they are hunting. They are sleeping. When they wake up, they are hunting. Sometimes they might play, but it is to just be stronger when they are hunting, just to uh, toughen up some muscles. That's it. It is all about the hunt. So now, when we look at phenomena like Michael Jackson, and when you hear that Michael Jackson is coming, the instinct that was supposed to tell you that this is food, this is food, like you are supposed to know, like, I'm going to hunt this way, and this is where I get my food. But now, when you look at Michael Jackson, you are going to him as if you're going to food when you are actually the food yourself. Like the same way you would go to to a queue, like hunting for a deer or whatever. It's the same way you would go, like you would actually be more proud to see Michael Jackson, because in the place where you were supposed to sharpen your survival instinct, you were doing something called entertainment. But now your your mind, we are animals just like any other animal. There's nothing special about humans. We are animals just like any other animals. It's just that we are victimizing or being victimized by putting information that is biased in place of survival instinct. The memory that is supposed to be made to sharpen our instinct, like when you see Michael Jackson rising from the grave and coming, and you go to him just like you would go to food. There's been a misprogramming in your survival instinct. And here on the Global Creative Service, we are looking into that, and we are saying we are bringing a different message, a message that actually gives people an advantage in any environment that they are. Just by asking a simple question like, what did you do when you were broke? Outside the vicinity of man, we see creativity generating ideas that can actually make you money. I've actually interviewed some people who said that I was broken, then I waited for my salary, and I asked for my boss for an advance. Those are not the type of stories that we are bringing out here. If you give me a story like that, we are not bringing it out. We are looking for people who actually generated ideas that actually made real money, like real money, because that is what creativity is about. Creativity is about generating ideas that make money, not ideas that actually make people very docile. Like we are looking at the phenomena of someone who has a family to feed and bills to pay, hearing that Michael Jackson is coming and going to see him at the expense of feeding his family. Like, isn't that concerning? Isn't that concerning? And after you see the Michael Jackson show, a full night, you go back to your house without any idea of how you can actually feed your family at the first place. At the first place, you go back to your house, no idea where to look, how to move, nothing. Nothing. So we are saying we are not bringing that message of ideas that did not generate money. Because if the idea did not generate money, it is not going to generate money later. Same way, like going to a Michael Jackson concert, given that he comes back to life. Yeah, the, if the ideas that are in his music did not generate money when he made it, they're not going to generate money when you go to the concert. And you cannot use them to do anything. But the fact that you are pulled to actually go and see him actually means that where in your survival instinct, the place where you are supposed to be putting information that sharpens you, The place where you're supposed to be putting information that sharpens you, you're putting information that victimizes you. And that is the world that we are living in. That is the world we are living in. And we're saying we are bringing a revival. We are bringing a revival. We are saying we are bringing a change to that. On our media, like on our channel, you go there, there are videos of real people who actually did the difficult part of sharing stories that happened in a moment where their backs were against the wall, apparently against the wall. Because when you don't have money, your back is not really against the wall. When you look at it from the perspective of the global creative service, because we look at problems as opportunities. Opportunities, like when you don't have money, it is an opportunity. If you don't see it, maybe it's an opportunity for somebody else. But here we're saying we see a problem as an opportunity. And so when their banks were against the wall, they actually did something that made money. Now, it takes a lot of courage to actually get to share these moments. So when you go on our page and you will view this, like you can actually go out saying, wow, I think I'm seeing something. You can actually see something there. And when you spend enough time around, you can actually tap into a frequency. We are talking about tapping into a frequency where you yourself looking inward and saying I have creativity myself can actually start generating ideas that make money yourself. Uh, make money your own self. Now it is a frequency, it is a dimension that you actually have to say, no, today the sun, as long as the dawn is going to come, it is a sign for me that I'm going to rise. I'm going to rise. It has been generations in my family, generation after generation, and no one great has come. No one great has come. But I am going to put an end to that treadmill. And I am going to actually say that no, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'm going to bring something that is going to improve the lives of people. Now, that only happens when you are actually in that frequency where you are saying that I am now going to put everything out of the way. Even money is no longer a question because greatness will allow you to actually do things that effort and money can combined cannot do, because you are now tapping into a frequency where energy is available to do things that cannot be explained. Like we are looking at people, we have discussed a lot of ideas. Like you step into a room and then you find that there's a lot of children who are hungry and being fed by a lady who is on a job that does not give her a salary. We're talking about Mother Teresa here. When we are looking at Mother Teresa, it is a phenomenon where a lady who does not even have a guarantee for a salary is feeding thousands of people. Now that is a frequency where you tap in and you say that no, the task that I have will require greatness, and I am going to step up and enter into that dimension where resources are available that could not be available in a position where you were actually doing now. Do you know that maths, when you are doing maths cannot actually be able to calculate the things that greatness actually makes possible, because it is a dimension where you tap into a power that is available. So for today, we are going to leave our message short so that you can actually be able to grasp the concepts that we have discussed. It is important that you are able to grasp this concept because we are saying that with just one episode of the Global Creative Service, you don't need two, just one is more than enough to actually go back home and say that uh, I'm going to see this dawn. Today we're talking about the true colors of a new dawn, and we are saying that the dawn is a sign that something great can actually come from you in this lifetime. Now we are saying that when you go home with just one episode from the Global Creative Service, you just need just one. You'll be able to move like this. One, two, three, and your bank account will start taking shots from money will start hitting your bank account. Money will start hitting your bank account. Now, this is a, 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 a place where you actually take an audit of what you are doing and say that no, I myself, when you go on my Facebook, I have 2,000 something friends, but I'm following zero. Out of 2,000 friends, zero of them I am following. Zero. On Instagram, 1,000, I have a lot of friends, but I'm following zero of them. Same everywhere, like none. As long as what you are doing does not help my survival instinct. Like I can just look at what you're doing and say that, how are you making money from this? How much money can you make from this? Uh, and see that, okay, this is pointless. This is pointless. This guy must have no idea what they're doing. And I'm not going to watch your status anymore because um, in the same day, the same dawn that we are seeing is the same dawn that Michael Jordan saw. The same dawn that you are seeing is the same dawn that Michael Jordan saw, and he saw it as a sign that he could rise in this lifetime. And when you look at it, he actually had friends too. Michael Jordan had friends, and if you did what those people were doing, you would not be making money from his name today. If you did what those people were doing, you would not be anywhere close to the money he's making right now. So we are saying uh, every interaction that you have is very important. Like, be cautious of how much money the person you're talking to is making, how much money you could make. Like, I was at the museum there. I was at the museum. We were like, I'm trying to secure a space where we can put an inventory. Like we are saying, the Global Creative Service, we are making an inventory where people can just walk in just like this, spend a maximum of 30 minutes, and you walk out with something that can retire your family. That is the guarantee. Just 30 minutes in the inventory. So we're discussing with the people nicely uh, how we can secure some space, and that will allow us to make the 30-minute walk-in for the uh, for our inventory at their museum. And that was that. We were having discussions, and I actually got to walk around the museum. I actually got to walk around the museum, and then I found a skeleton. Those who know the Arab world, like the Arab world has been around for, it's been a dominant economic hub for a long time. Like when we are talking of biblical context, Abraham, Abraham, the Abraham from the Bible, actually who started Israel, like we're talking biblical context, actually left the civilized world. He was in Saudi Arabia, to pinpoint, he was in Saudi Arabia and he moved to a place where it was a desert. And, and there he started his whatever nation, Israel. He started Israel. So Abraham, like from the days of Abraham, the Arab world were a dominant, like civilized world already, like they were controlling global trade. So what am I saying? I'm in the museum, right? And then I saw a skeleton. I saw a skeleton that was from an ancient African man. A skeleton from an ancient African man. Now, when I saw the skeleton, um, I had an idea, like what were the people eating in those days. So I'm in the museum, right? I brushed the teeth of a skeleton. I brushed the teeth of a skeleton in the museum there. Uh, just having a walk around, I brushed the teeth of a skeleton. Like I made sure no one saw me, obviously. And from the samples, like this is a skeleton that has been there for centuries. Like I'm talking biblical context, this is a very old skeleton. And when I brushed these teeth, I found DNA of, uh, I believe it's food, like food that they were eating in those days from the teeth of the skeleton. Just snooping around the museum. Like people are short of ideas. How can I generate money? Now I have three samples of foodstuffs that people were eating in ancient Africa in the historical context, biblical context. Like we're talking BC days. I have like samples of DNA for the food they were eating because I brushed. How did I get this? I brushed the teeth of a skeleton in the museum. And I wrapped it. I wrapped the samples, put them safely away, and then I walked out. I walked out just like that. They're not going to say you like what can you steal inside of a museum, right? Now, what do you do with this? What did I do with these DNA samples? I sent them here in Dubai. There is like science is going crazy in Dubai with genetic mutation happening. So it is just a matter of recreating the seeds or whatever foodstuffs and identifying what the samples really are. Maybe, just maybe, we might be on to something. We might be on to something. It's three samples, so we have to identify what the three samples are. And so ideas to make the very concept of making money, the ideas are everywhere. The ideas are everywhere, and you just have to actually look inside and say that no, me, I'm entering and tapping into a dimension where resources are out of the question because they are available. They are available, and I'm going to move like this. I'm going to move like this. But that cannot happen as long as you are bringing in information information that is not sharpening your instinct. If you are bringing in information that is not sharpening your instinct, that is not going to happen. It will not happen that you actually generate ideas that can bring industries. Like we are saying, you can actually be a king or a queen in this lifetime when you look the right direction and say that resources are out of the question. Industries can come from you. Industries can come from you, but you have to not to look at the information that you are actually digesting. I'm talking of all of it, not some like I'm going to go on Telemundo and watch my favorite episode. I'm talking all of it, all of it. It has to be audited. Like, how much money can I make from this? How much money did they make from this? Like, we are not talking about the whole movie. Like, I can go and watch Fast and Furious 7 and say that they grossed some hundreds of millions of dollars from the video. But Fast and Furious 7, when we are looking at it at the global creative service, we are saying the ideas that are there in the movie, how much money did they make from it? We're not talking about the sales from the movie. Of course, cinemas generate movies. If you put a movie in the cinema, it is going to make money. But the ideas, how much money did they make from them? Nothing. Like they lost money filming the movie. They destroyed cars filming the movie Fast and Furious. Cars were destroyed. People were hurt filming that movie. So the ideas inside the movie, how much money did they make from them? They actually lost money implementing those ideas. And that same movie is the same movie you watch 2 hours, and after you finish, you'll be like, wow, that was amazing. That was amazing. But now, the, the place where that movie went, that was the place where your survival instinct was supposed to be kicking in. And now, when you are supposed to be making money, when you are supposed to be making money, now you are losing money because you watched Fast and Furious who lost millions. When you are supposed to be making money after watching Fast and Furious, they clearly lost, like the ideas they were discussing in the movie, lost the millions, destroying cars, doing things that do not make any money to anybody ever and will never make money. Like they lost money themselves implementing these ideas. These are the ideas that you are watching. And after watching that movie, now your instinct for survival, you are there in a city and in the place where you are supposed to be having information to act on, you have information that can lose millions and generate nothing. You have information that can lose you millions and generate nothing because you watched Fast and Furious and were like, wow, what a brilliant movie. And when they release the next movie, you watch it again. You watch it again. Now you have watched Fast and Furious 1 to 8. You know exactly if we give you like $100 million, you know exactly how to lose it. How to lose $100 million. You know exactly how to waste that money expertly waste $100 million. You can actually tell us, oh, $100 million, we can do this, and it will be gone. But when we are talking about finding ideas that actually generate money, it is a type of creativity that is not readily available anyway. But in the creative revival, we are saying those ideas are what we are looking for and what we are discussing, and we are saying we are making it available. We are making it available information that you can actually say, I have $100 million. How can I blow it with ideas that can actually make money, not ideas that did not make anyone money when they were discussed, when they were implemented, and they will never make any money. So we are going into the streets and asking like real people, how they did it when the going got tough, and the ideas are right there. And we are saying this whole revival, for this information to go anywhere, it requires money. It requires money to actually spread this message. And just going on our website and buying something, go on our website, buy something, support someone who actually tried to help. And maybe we can actually get somewhere and change the lives of people for the better. Because right now, we are victims of a system that is actually giving us information that you can never make money out of. You can never make money out of. Like I discussed the idea of Michael Jackson coming back right now. Michael Jackson, when he comes back, I promise you, you will be richer than you. You will be richer than you in 1 week, even one day. Just one day, you will be richer than you without doing much, because the very place where people are supposed to have instant information to make the money, they put information that Michael Jackson, the idea of this Michael Jackson is something that is valuable. Valuable. Michael Jackson is valuable, but what ideas was he bringing out? When we look at his music, smooth criminal. So we are saying that there is value in being a criminal. No, there is no value in that. You actually ruin your own life trying to implement the ideas that he was putting. Some of the ideas, I'm not saying all, some of the ideas he was putting out there, you can actually ruin your life trying to implement them. But what makes him so valuable is because we just got information, we welcomed it, the information that he was bringing, without auditing the ideas. Can these ideas generate money? Did he make money from these ideas? No. Can someone make money from them? No, never. But we welcomed them. So the creative revival, we are saying that that has got to stop. That has got to stop. When the dawn is coming, the true colors of a new dawn are a sign that something big can actually come out. And anything big that comes out will require money. And the ideas that go with the big thing have to be ideas that can generate money on the outset. And that is what we are saying. Let's bring out those ideas. Let's discuss them. And let's support the movement. Go on our website and buy something. Buy something and support what we are doing. And hopefully, lives can be changed. All you have to do is buy yourself some clothes. We are talking about buying yourself some clothes. You're going to buy them anyway, but just go on our website and see what we are doing and support the movement. Support the movement. I'll conclude today's service. The true colors of a new dawn are that it is a sign. It is a sign, and It just needs someone to tap into that frequency and say that no, today is my day. Today I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it today. That ends today's service. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you got something and are geared up to actually start moving. Say one, two, three, and the money starts coming. Creativity, creativity is not what we are seeing. Creativity is supposed to be making people rich, not making people victims. Let's make that change today. When the next dawn comes, it is a sign that something big can actually come. And it is only when you decide that it is going to be today, because the dawn is going to come every day. Every day a new dawn. Generations can actually come watching the same dawn, but they will not see it as a sign that something big can actually happen. And we're saying that it has to be today. It has to be today that we see it as a sign. I'm checking out. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you had an exciting service.